This is Kim with Mom's Creative Moments. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are continuing to look through the Friary at Killarney National Park, and this is a layout of photos where we're actually going inside the edifice that is there, and it's pretty neat. I hope that you'll come along and take a look at that with us. We're also doing a layout that is part of the February virtual crop, again, just like we did last time. This is a different one, and so that should be fun and quick and easy too. So I hope you'll enjoy that one. Just a quick reminder, don't forget to sign up for the March sketch challenge that I'm hosting. It begins this Saturday, and I think I'll remind you in this video as well, but so I apologize if there's more than one reminder, but I do hope that you'll participate with me in that. I think it'll be a lot of fun, and the more people we have participating, the more ideas that we'll get to see. So I hope you'll be one of those people. Let me switch cameras and we'll go to my workspace and we'll get started. All right, so this is my workspace for today, and you'll recognize this is the right hand side of the layout we did on Wednesday, the BIE layout that we did on Wednesday, and my peekaboo pockets that are not adhered yet. But I did write in my two, so if you watched that video, you'll know what I'm talking about. Anyways, so let's proceed to our next layout here. So this layout is going to be based on the February virtual crop layout number 3. Only I've had to, because of the nature of my photos, I've had to swap things just a little bit. So doing a mirror image, of these and flipping them like this, of these two pages here. Mostly just because it accommodates the photos that I have better because of their groupings and the subject matter. So just to give you, some ideas of different ways you can do it. Don't feel like you're locked in to any one way of doing something. So because we are following this sketch as much as possible, even though I have mirror flipped them, we are going to cut one piece of designer paper. That's all this uses, is one piece of designer paper, and then you can mat if you want. And we're going to cut that one piece so that we have a piece that is 7 by 12 and a piece that is 5 by 12. So I'm choosing to use this piece of designer paper. It came from the Bricks and the Building Bricks texture pack that came out in 2022. That's where this paper came from. And so we're going to just cut it so that we have one piece that's 5 by 12 and one piece that is 7 by 12. All right, so we're going to do like that. And then in the layout, or in the sketch, the 5 by 12 is going on the right hand side and the 7 by 12 is going on the left hand side. But I am, of course, not doing it the way the sketch has. So I'm going to put the 7 by 12 on the right and the 5 by 12 on the left. All right, but first we need to do some paper punching. So I'm going to just sort of stack these for the moment and move them off to the side. Oh, I also have my permanent and repositionable adhesive ready to go because I always use all of that. I have a couple of decorative border punches out here that I wanted to consider here for a second. These are all different, and yet they all are sort of similar in that they are kind of vine looking. This one's actually called Vine. This one's called Bamboo, and it came out in reference to, I think, an Australian collection that came out not too long ago. Well, a while ago, but anyway. And then this one is the Leafy Vine, because of course it has leaves. We've used this one before in a previous volume of this series, and I have used this one many times, but I don't think I've used this one in the Ireland series. It's a good all-purpose one, although these little curly things have always reminded me of snails, and I don't know if that's necessarily what I want to convey here. But I thought maybe, I haven't used this one much at all, the bamboo one, and I was just thinking it might add a little bit of texture if I cut some using that. So we're going to today punch, I think, these two and skip this one for the time being. Let's see how these other two will serve our purposes. So let me grab, I'm just going to grab some, this is Kelly green, and I'm going to grab some dark green. I just reordered some more dark green cardstock because I feel like I guess I can never have enough. I use it a lot. So we just ordered some more. So then the question is, well, which one should be dark and which one should be light? I'm thinking this one should be dark. This one should be lighter. So let's try that and we'll see how it looks. So we're just going to go ahead and punch this one. Are you a border layering person? Do you layer your borders like this? Or am I the only crazy person that does this? Please tell me I'm not the only crazy person who tries weird things like this. I don't think I am. I think it's fun to try to find different ways to use our borders. So let's I'm going to punch the other one and we're going to play with it and see if we like it. If we like it, then I'll punch two more just like it. So we have one for each side of our layout. I really love this one. The leafy vine is super cute. The issue is that my cuts are starting to get a little bit frayed, so I probably need to sharpen it up a little. And I've never been very good at that, so anyway, okay, so my idea was to kind of put these on top of each other to give a little bit of just more. What do we think? We could do it that way, we could flip it over and do, hang on, I'm not lined up. Do it that way, which I feel like we kind of see more of the dark green that way. I kind of like that. All right, let me punch two more and then we'll get rolling here. For some reason, my punch didn't quite meet where it was supposed to. So I have little stray pieces. That's okay. I fixed it. A couple of little nips with my precision cut scissors and I'm good to go. All right. Now I'm going to use my repositionable adhesive on the back side of my leaves. And we're going to put these together. Okay, there's that one. Let's go ahead and do this one the same. And I'm just sort of lining up the center stalk on each of these vines as much as I can down the middle. All right, now let's jump over to, let's do those back up there so I know where they are next time I'm looking for them. All right, so we're going to jump over here to our layout. And hold on a minute. This is the right-hand side of our layout. I'm my own worst enemy today. Okay, there we go. So we're going to go ahead and put down the 5 by 12 piece of our brick paper. And that's going to go right here in the center, right up against the jeeping and right next to, or on the edge where the hinges are located. Okay, so just like that. And I'm going to come back in here and place these two photos. Now I'm going to trim the top one because actually they both should be trimmed. They're supposed to be 5.5 inches, but I like the bottom one better than I like the top one, so I'm going to trim them how I want. Okay, so I'm going to leave the same, approximately the same amount here, and I'm going to probably take 1 inch off the bottom instead of taking 1/2 inch off both pictures. So the top picture, instead of being 5.5, will be 5 by 4. And I'm going to trim it or measure it that way because, as we talked about before, sometimes there's a variance in your photos and they come to you not printed with the correct measurement. They're not exactly 4 by 6. So because of that, when I measure to make them what I want, I'm not concerned with, I mean, I'm not going to assume that it's 6 inches and take 1/2 inch off and then be disappointed because it's smaller than I wanted. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. All right, now this one we could and probably should go ahead and matte. And so I'm going to use my dark green and put just a small little matte around the edge of this photo. And then let's see, and that is just a little bit too wide for me to use this trimmer with. Bummer. Okay. We'll use this one. This one will go down over here and our peekaboo pocket will go on top. But before I put this down, I'm going to put down my border that's going to go up the side. So I'm going to take one of my borders that we created. I'm going to put a little more repositionable adhesive up the back. This one's going to go right up the side right here right along the seam of the paper, like that. And because of the little bit of variance, I'm off the edge down here, but I kind of knew I would be, so no worries there. Okay, and then this one is gonna go you know, I'm gonna put it here, but I'm gonna reserve the right to possibly move it. So we're gonna stick it there for right now. This is gonna go on top, so it's a peekaboo fold out. Cute one of my husband, and this is kind of the outer portion of the Friary. The graveyard, as you can see right here, is on this side. This is kind of the front, and you go in these doors right here to get inside. You can see someone from our party is peeking out that little doorway right there, which is that little doorway right there, which is also that little doorway right there. And that's my husband waving at me from inside, because we were outside, remember, hunting for all of the Hurley gravestones that we could find in the cemetery. So that side is essentially done, with the exception of a title and a journal area. So let's jump to the right hand side of the layout. And let me move these photos just a little out of the way. We're going to need to trim some of these up. I usually try and do that before I start filming, but I failed to do that today, so you'll get to see that sped up. Alright, so then this page, for this piece, is going to go right against the jeeping in the center, like so. Then this piece is going to go right up the edge, just like the other one. And right up the edge like this. Okay. Now we need to do some trimming to get our pictures where they need to be. So these three pictures are these three, and they are meant to be 6 by 3.5, which means I need to trim a little bit off the long part of these photos so that they'll all fit nicely. So I'm going to come in here and cut these down to 3.5, or actually I'm going to go to 3 5/8 because I don't really want quite that much room in between them. I want just a little bit less. Okay, and then this one, much as it pains me, I need to trim a little bit of that. It'll be okay. It'll be okay because the important people are right there, so that's good. And then this one I'm going to trim off the bottom. Do you ever have pictures where you just are kind of not sure which side you want to trim because it just doesn't, neither side feels like it's the right thing to do? That's kind of how that one went for me. Alright, so those are peekaboo pocketed, so this one's going to get trimmed a little bit closer like we did last time around. So this one's going to be 5 rather than 5.5, which all that does is trim off just a little of these flat stones for walking on. So I'm not too worried about that. And then that'll go there. Okay. So let's go ahead and get I'm going to add adhesive to each corner of these. those. I wish I could tell you more about these pictures. These pictures were taken from inside the Friary, and if I'm being honest with you, I did not go inside the Friary because we had a limited time there, and I spent all my time helping my mom search in the graveyard for Hurley people. So, as a result, I didn't get to go inside. But there were lots of pictures taken from inside, and this layout is just the beginning. There will be a couple more layouts to show you the rest of the inside because it's very interesting, and you're gonna really want to see those. Now, they have these all matted, so I'm gonna go ahead and matte these outer photos here, these two, and then I think that might actually just fit. Yes, that works really nice. Then we'll talk about embellishments as soon as we get these matted. And it doesn't have to be a lot. You can see this one is just hardly anything, not even 1/8 of an inch around there. And that's okay. It just gives a little bit of color, and that's all we're looking for. And so I'm going to try to make this one be similar in width so that it works and balances. Okay, so then we're going to come in here and just trim these. Alright. This is extra, so it will go over there. Michael just came in from his classes. What do you remember about inside the Friary? Do you remember that when we were... Do you remember what these pictures were of? These beautiful windows? Do you remember anything about those?
I know it was at the front. You go in, this was the first thing you would see.
So this is the entrance?
Yes. Because you see, there's this, and you see it right there.
Yeah.
And then there's this box. It's right there as well.
Right. So this was like outside where we...
The sequence of events would go 1, 2, 3.
Oh, okay. Maybe I should reorder those pictures. I can do that.
Probably. Yes.
And then this was farther in, I'm assuming?
No, this is the same position.
Oh, okay.
And then this is that.
Okay.
And then this is just that arch right there.
Okay.
It's all the same room.
Cool. Whew. Okay. I'll make sure those are in the right order.
Okay.
Thank you.
No problem.
All right. Let's see. We need some embellishments other than our vine going up the side of the building there. Let's see if we can maybe add some more color. I still have this out, so we could add family. That would be nice. let's see. I need something else. So bear with me here a second. We've reached a point in all of this where I have just a lot of, let's go with that, a lot of embellishments, a lot of stickers, a lot of partially used things, which make you know, one could say they make creating clusters easier because there's lots of choices, but they're not necessarily the same colors, they're not necessarily, you know, the same style, so all of that complicates things just a little bit. So let's see, what could we do here? I like this one that says family, and I feel like it needs some flowers. I feel like I could put that right there and it would be really nice. So maybe just some small flowers. Maybe just kind of these little guys would be enough. They are just too sticky and they keep sticking to my fingers. So, and of course this looks sideways to me, so let's see if I can do a better job of making that straight. I think that's better. So, and then you know, we could do one in almost the same spot right over here and then just call that good, I think. If we do thankful for this moment. And we'll just add together at the bottom. I need some yellow to bring over onto that side. I'm really liking these flowers up here, but they seem kind of big. So, I don't know. Maybe those two together would be okay. And we'll tuck them underneath. Slightly underneath. There. Will that be enough? Because we'll have a title up here and some journaling underneath it. I think that'll be fine for this particular one. Alright, so this is my version of sketch number 3 from next time we work on Ireland will be another layout in the Friary, but I think you'll be surprised at what we find, what my family found as they explored this. I don't want to call it a ruin, but you know what I mean. As they explored this Friary and the remnants of what was, I'm sure, used quite a lot back in the day. It's a beautiful example of architecture and all kinds of wonderful things, especially these windows, which I don't know, I just couldn't get enough of the windows, which you'll see because there'll be more pictures of. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me today. Until next time, I hope you have many more creative moments, and I hope you don't forget to sign up for the sketch challenge that starts tomorrow. So go ahead and check in the description of this video for that, and for a link to that. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Until next time, I hope you have many more creative moments. Enjoy your day.